Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to another episode of Fluent English with Podcast. I'm Alan.
And I'm Sophie. We're here to make your English learning journey fun and effortless.
Absolutely, Sophie. Today, we've got a fantastic lineup of words that are going to enrich your vocabulary and make you sound like a native speaker in no time.
That's right. So let's dive right in. Today's vocabulary includes 7 fantastic words: facilitate, experiment, manipulate, motivate, strategy, unique and coherent.
All right, let's start with the first one, facilitate. Now, to facilitate means to make something easier or more convenient.
Exactly. Some synonyms for facilitate include aid, assist, and help.
Let's give our listeners some simple examples to understand it better. For instance, using pictures can facilitate learning new words. Or, how about a calculator can facilitate solving math problems?
Nice ones, Alan. Here's another. Taking notes can facilitate understanding during a lecture. And good lighting can facilitate reading.
Perfect examples, Sophie. Now, let's listen to a conversation where the word facilitate is used.
Can you facilitate the meeting tomorrow by bringing the agenda?
Sure, I'll make sure to have it ready.
Thanks, that'll make things much easier.
No problem at all.
Well, that was a clear example of how facilitate is used in a conversation. It's all about making things smoother and more efficient.
Absolutely, Sophie. Now, let's move on to our next word, experiment. Experiment means to try something out to see what happens.
Yes, synonyms for experiment include test, trial, and explore.
Let's give some straightforward examples. Scientists often conduct experiments to learn new things. Or you can experiment with different recipes when cooking.
Right. And how about students often conduct experiments in science class, and you can experiment with different hairstyles to see what suits you best?
Great example, Sophie. Now let's hear a conversation using the word experiment.
Have you ever experimented with vegan cooking?
Yes, I've tried a few recipes. It's quite interesting.
I'd love to experiment more with it. Any recommendations?
I can share some recipes with you if you're interested.
That was a nice conversation about experimenting with cooking. It's all about trying new things and seeing what works.
Exactly, Sophie. And that's the beauty of experimenting in any aspect of life.
All right, folks, we've covered 2 words so far. Now let's move on to our next word, manipulate.
Yes, manipulate means to control or influence something in a clever or dishonest way.
Synonyms for manipulate include control, influence, and maneuver.
Let's provide some clear examples for our listeners. Some politicians try to manipulate public opinion through media, or advertisers often manipulate images to make products look better.
Good ones, Alan. Here are a couple more. Some people manipulate others to get what they want, and parents should not manipulate their children's emotions.
Excellent examples, Sophie. Now, let's hear a conversation where the word manipulate is used.
Did you see how they tried to manipulate the data to support their argument?
Yeah, it's unfortunate how people twist things to fit their narrative.
It's important to be critical and question things we see or hear.
Absolutely, we shouldn't blindly believe everything presented to us.
That conversation shed light on how manipulation can occur in various contexts and the importance of critical thinking.
Absolutely, Sophie. Being aware of manipulation tactics is crucial in today's world.
All right, let's move on to our next word, motivate. Motivate means to give someone a reason or incentive to do something.
Synonyms for motivate include inspire, encourage, and spur.
Let's give some simple examples. Teachers often try to motivate their students to study hard, or watching inspirational videos can motivate you to pursue your goals.
Good one, Sophie. Here are a couple more. Setting goals can motivate you to work towards success, and positive feedback can motivate employees to perform better at work.
Those are great examples, Alan. Now, let's listen to a conversation where the word motivate is used.
How do you motivate yourself to exercise regularly?
I set small goals and reward myself when I achieve them.
That's a good strategy. I need to find something that works for me.
Maybe we can motivate each other by exercising together.
That conversation highlighted the importance of finding what motivates us and how we can support each other in staying motivated.
Absolutely, Alan. Having a support system can make a big difference in staying motivated.
All right, folks, we're halfway through our vocabulary list. Stick around because after the break, we'll continue with the remaining 4 words and keep the learning fun and engaging.
Now, let's dive into our next word, strategy.
Yes, strategy refers to a plan of action designed to achieve a specific goal.
Synonyms for strategy include plan, approach, and tactic.
Let's provide some clear examples for our listeners. Chess players often develop strategies to outsmart their opponents, or companies use marketing strategies to attract more customers.
Great examples, Alan. Here are a couple more. Students use study strategies to prepare for exams, and having a savings strategy is important for financial stability.
Excellent examples, Sophie. Now, let's hear a conversation where the word strategy is used.
What's your strategy for finishing the project on time?
I plan to break it down into smaller tasks and prioritize them.
That sounds like a good strategy. I might do the same.
Yeah, breaking it down makes it more manageable.
That conversation illustrated how having a clear strategy can help achieve goals effectively.
Absolutely, Sophie. Planning ahead and strategizing can make a big difference in success.
All right, let's move on to our next word, unique. Unique means being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else.
Synonyms for unique include one of a kind, distinct, and special.
Let's give some simple examples. Each snowflake is unique with its own pattern, or every person has unique talents and abilities.
Good one, Sophie. Here are a couple more. The hotel offers a unique experience with its themed rooms, and the painting has a unique style that sets it apart from others.
Those are great examples, Alan. Now, let's listen to a conversation where the word unique is used.
What makes this restaurant unique?
They specialize in fusion cuisine, blending flavors from different cultures.
That sounds interesting. I'll have to try it sometime.
Yeah, it's definitely worth experiencing.
That conversation highlighted how something unique stands out and attracts interest.
Absolutely, Alan. Embracing our uniqueness adds flavor to life.
All right, folks, we're down to our final word.
Yes, we're almost at the end of our vocabulary journey for today.
Now, let's delve into our final word, coherent.
Coherent means logical and consistent, making sense as a whole.
Synonyms for coherent include clear, understandable, and logical.
Let's provide some clear examples for our listeners. A good essay should have a coherent structure and flow. Or his explanation was coherent and easy to follow.
Great examples, Sophie. Here are a couple more. The speaker gave a coherent presentation that kept the audience engaged, and the plan for the project lacked coherence, making it difficult to understand.
Excellent examples, Alan. Now, let's hear a conversation where the word coherent is used.
Was the professor's explanation coherent?
Yes, it was well organized and easy to understand.
That's good to hear. I was worried it might be confusing.
No, it was very clear and coherent.
That conversation demonstrated the importance of coherence in communication, ensuring that ideas are conveyed effectively.
Absolutely, Sophie. Being coherent helps avoid misunderstandings and keeps conversations on track.
All right, dear listeners, we've covered all 7 words for today. We hope you've enjoyed expanding your vocabulary with us.
And remember, practice makes perfect. Keep using these words in your conversations and writings to solidify your understanding.
That's right. Well, it's time to say goodbye for now. Until next time, happy learning.
Bye for now, folks.
Take care, everyone.